Hey there, so this is Bach class number 3. This is the last of the videos where I'm going to talk about the prelude to the G major Bach Suite, the first Bach Suite. So if you haven't watched Bach class 1 or Bach class 2, you're going to want to, because I am starting on the second page in most editions. I'm going to start after the fermata, where we have some scales, and they sound like this. So I'm going to start in the middle of bar 22, which is a kind of upward rising section. Section that is kind of a going section. You'll notice there is no arpeggiation really. There's a little bit of arpeggiation, I guess, bar 25. Those low notes, we want to elongate them as we've been doing, but I really feel like most of the bars in this section are going somewhere. We had our fermata, which said, I've arrived in a place, but it's not a place I'm going to stay. And then we understand in theoretical terms, we're in the dominant. And the dominant means D7. So you're going to hear those notes going on through this whole section as we prepare to return to G major, which is not going to happen till the end. But there's this feeling that of being slightly unsettled. We are, whether or not you can perceive that you are going to end up back in G major, that's fine if you can't, but our nervous system can sort of tell that we're not home yet. And so for a while, we know that we're not home and the music is going forward. We still want to shape. We want to shape downbeats. And here we want to shape maybe some beats. Remember I said we were in D dominant? Here we're still in D, and here are scales that are in D dominant. And what that means is I have scales that have a D on the bottom, but I'm in the key of G. So you'll notice I have C natural. It's literally a G major scale starting on D. And so you want to aim at the note. If you do this bowing that I'm doing from this particular edition, it slurs to the third beat, it slurs to the first beat, it slurs to the third beat. We don't want to hear the top note, because the top note is the second 16th note of a beat, which is not an important place. We do not want to hang out on that. We want to hear the beats. So from bar 29, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull my bow when I get to the end, which is the beat. And here I'm still in my D dominant for a really long time, and there's a video about the string changes in this section. By the way, you may have an edition, as I do, with parenthetical dynamics. You can do them or not. I like to have a feeling that I'm going somewhere here, and where I'm going to go is I'm going to go up to the top of this section and then come back down. So this is bar 31. Now I start climbing. And I diminuendoed. I'm going to start climbing again. Remember the D pedal idea? We still have D the whole time. And guess what? Finally, here's our arrival in G major, and it's the highest note that we've had in the whole piece. That's very significant. definitely, I think it's big at the end. I think it's big on these last 4 bars. We have arrived. So technically the piece kind of ends in bar 39 when we get up to the G major. That's it. Our brain goes, yes, I've arrived home. I'm in my home key. I'm in that G major as we climb up. That could be the piece, but of course it's Bach, and so he gives us a little extension that's very interesting through the end. And all these chords are really interesting. So there's more tension in there if you want to sit on that. And just for fingerings on these chords, you can put your first finger on the G string for all of them if you like that. It can be a little hard to do. Some people have a lot of trouble getting their first finger on the G string on the D, so just play an open D string. It's totally fine. A lot of people play it with open D. It gives it maybe a little bit more clarity. And then you need to slow your bow down really a lot on that last chord. Otherwise you're gonna go and you're gonna not be able to play a whole note at all. So that's a hard thing to work on, and you might spend some time working on how to slow your bow down after going fast on the 16ths, and you'll notice that I play it in 2 sets. Bottom 2 notes, top 2 notes, and I actually do pretty long amount of bottom and then top, so you don't have to roll it over fast. It still sounds like a chord even if you play a long downbeat. Okay, I'm gonna leave that here. I'd love to hear if you have questions, if you have more things you want me to address in this. That was sort of a once-over blueprint of this prelude to the G major suite. Good luck!